I will say a little bit about something that I wrote in my first book, Freedom from the Web of Karma, which is something very simple and basic, the 5 times give. And these 5 times give, you have to give yourself time. No, all of you do that, so it's good. But you might also find that sometimes it's hard to find time to do what you need to do. And you hear so many people when you're talking with them about what you're doing and what's required. It's not so easy for people to accept the fact that if you don't prioritize this and make time for it, you won't have time for it and you will not do it. So, this is number one. If you see a week have gone by or 2 weeks have gone by, and you're not doing it, well, then you have to ask yourself, what is it that I am not prioritizing? How can I clear up my life in such a way that I have space for this, time for this? And I would say in most cases, it's just an excuse, it's a way of getting away from the responsibility of really taking charge of your own process. So that's give number one. Give number two, give attention. You can sit every night, but if you're sitting there thinking about something else and lost in your mind and feeling, very thick and closed, it's really not going to do you much good. So you have to be able to bring your attention to your sitting. And that means, noticing the tendencies that we might have to get lost in thoughts and get lost in reactions to everyday life, and to continuously go back to, okay, I want to pay attention to this particular process that I'm inviting, this growth process of feeling the energy and going deeper than that and feeling the source of the energy, feeling that, I am one with this deeper presence, this deeper self. So that's a very important thing, of being aware that, oh, shucks, I got to pay attention. And it doesn't mean that, sometimes you can't suddenly have a feeling that, oh, now my thoughts are drifting and I'm thinking about this and thinking about that. Then bring yourself back to the attention that's required. Now, the third give is to give it up, meaning whatever attachments that come up in the process of sitting. You sit regularly, you pay attention, and what do you have to pay attention to in the beginning? Well, you're paying attention to your breathing and all of that, which is the basic practice. But in the process, you're going to meet yourself, all the different aspects of yourself, all the different rings of tensions, layers of conditioning, all of that. So not everything you meet in yourself is going to be so instantaneously beautiful. You have to be able to meet it and then really give it up. Don't be attached to it. You feel it and you let it go. You have to be able to feel it, see it, be aware of it before you can let it go. The fourth thing is give yourself over. So you give yourself over to this gradual immersion in the inner self that you are sensing. When you really get quiet, you really get centered, this deeper self starts to emerge in you. And you can, it's not so much, it's not a thought, it's not an emotional reaction. It's just something that dawns on us. It comes from somewhere deep inside, I am, the latest word I read, from the Vedas, neti neti. I am not this, I'm not that. I am not any of these identities that my mind tells me that I am. So whatever comes up, if something in you comes up and says, well, but, I'm a this, I'm a that, I live there, I'm a, whatever it is, let that go and go somewhere deeper. And the final thing is to give back. This is, to give back to life, give back to the context with which you are growing. People who are supporting you in your life, really being meaningful as far as helping you along. Give back to that. Family, friends, people who really mean something to you. Give back. Don't assume that you can take, because it's really not. And I'm not saying any of these things, as a way of saying anybody's doing anything wrong. I'm just saying in general, it's something to pay attention to, because this is how the process works. And modern society, whether you live in Belgium or Norway or America, doesn't matter. All those societies are the same in that sense. We are being trained to want more and more information, more and more material things. And there's nothing wrong with that in and of itself. It's only when we get stuck in it and we can't go to a feeling of having a joy of giving of ourselves. I mean, for me, some of the biggest events when I started practicing with Rudy was the seva that I was doing at his ashram. I was so aware that I'm doing this to break myself down. I want to break down the tension in me. And it was such a transformation of that inner resistance to a real uplifting feeling and increased love for myself and for other people. So give that some thought, have these 5 gives in your mind and check yourself periodically. Am I really growing? And if not, if I'm not growing as much as I want to and should, then, just take stock of yourself, where you are, and make some adjustment. Recommit yourself, prioritize. Don't be afraid to meet difficult things in yourself. Those difficult layers are really gifts in the end, because within those layers, there's tremendous energy and tremendous upliftment. It is said that we rise from that which we fall. So it is simply a matter of us relating to what we meet in our life in a way that lifts us up rather than presses us down. We have that choice on a moment-to-moment basis. So don't ever find yourself a victim. If you start saying, oh, poor me, what's going on? The world is against me, I never get this and that. Consciously take whatever challenges you have and let those challenges be what lifts you up. Be proud of the fact that you can have a difficult life and have it be uplifting. It really is an art. And in that process, I certainly totally support you and love to share the process with you. And I hope it continues for all of you.